John, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, awesome. I was trying to answer you. Yes, if you could screen share it would be awesome.
Okay, let me just do it 1 sec. I'll be right back.
Yep. TM everyone, how's everyone doing? Jetblade, Bob, Bohemian, Chap, OGVB, Jimmy, Tango Mike, Jimian, Volesium, NDR, Ahota, Morango, Suro, Captain Shadow, and Katir. Welcome everyone. Welcome. Today is a very special day. I am pretty sure that all of you have been playing Holocene. And with Iris blessings, we managed to release Holocene properly. It was the smoothest release in Star Atlas history. We broke our internal records. We delayed only 15 minutes and we have the game online. And today, John and we are going to walk you guys through this first 24 hours of Holocene. We are going to explore the current meta, what the players are doing, how they are fighting in the medium risk zone, who is doing what, how the game is behaving, what are the cool things that you guys liked, what are the things that you guys didn't like so much. We are going through everything. Everything, all topics. There's no taboo today. Ask your questions, get your tips and alpha directly from John and other pro Holocene players. We are really looking forward to this episode. John, how are you feeling after finally releasing Holocene, my friend? Tell me.
Feel fantastic. I'm very happy how well the launch went, and I'm like super excited to see how much fun this game is. I hope you guys feel the same way.
Yeah, like it finally feels like we have a game, right? We have story, we have characters, we have economic loops, we have combat, we have star bases, we have NPCs, we have lots of players doing many different things. It feels good. It feels good. I want to hear from the people in the chat how they are feeling about this chapter. Jimmy saying that the game looks way better. Thank you, Jimmy. We appreciate it. I want to hear other players' opinions. Lerino saying that he hates it. It sucks. We are sorry. Morango is saying that Sage talks too much. Poor Sage. She just wants to keep you safe. She's just doing her job.
She sure is, yeah.
All right, John. I think the best place for us to start, to actually start this brew, is to show everyone Holocene. If you could screen share your Holocene profile.
Yeah, give me 2 seconds. Give me 2 seconds.
Sure.
I'm gonna help my son get in here so he can listen in with us.
No worries. Welcome, Xcode Sun.
Yeah.
We're glad to have you here.
All right, here we go. Hang on 1 sec. Brew Lounge. Nope. Screen share.
Let's go, John. We trained for this.
Yeah. This is the hardest part, guys. Sharing your screen.
Oh, there we go. We can see.
Is that working? You guys see my
It
OFEC Oasis
OPEC,
operation?
OPEC Oasis, the Sin City of Star Atlas. Yes, we can see it.
I'm gonna be honest. I had no idea that OPEC was gonna be such a hot spot.
Oh, titanium, right? It's a good resource.
Yeah, it's great. Um, it's like for whatever reason the titanium ore is worth more than the titanium itself. So I was like, oh, that's an interesting way of looking at it. Yeah, so I can sell it for 0077 and
So,
yeah,
John,
and then the titanium is 0068. So I don't know what happens when you refine titanium, but it gets less valuable. And I like it that way. It's
um,
fine by me. So
John, first
yeah.
of all, let us see your position in the leaderboard. I want to see if you have been ditching work to
Oh
play
man. Oh
Holocene.
man. Where am I? 56?
Number 56.
It's not bad. That's not bad.
Not bad, not
I think I have a pretty big achievement coming up here at OPEC, whatever we're gonna call it. Look at this. I'm like a moment away from getting the tier 3 achievement on
I wanna
titanium,
hear
which is
I wanna hear Sage making fun of you with the achievements.
oh yeah, okay. So real quick, if you do find something Sage is doing annoying, if you come into these settings, you can turn off specific announcements, specific whatever.
And
So
that's the first half of the day, guys. If you find Sage annoying, which you shouldn't because she's super cool,
yeah,
you can
she's
turn
awesome.
off you can turn off notifications.
Let's get this achievement. Let's do this properly. Um, second piece of alpha here. I showed this earlier today, but I might as well cover this as well. Um, the NPCs have a minimum mining rate that you can stay under where they will not attack you. And so if you're new or you're just getting started or your main fleet just got wrecked, and you don't want hostile forces spawning on you, you can form a fleet with 2 lobies or less, or something like 16 air bikes or less, whatever. Keeping your mining rate under 32 will mean that you won't spawn NPCs. So that's very helpful for getting tier 1 achievements across the map in different locations. It's helpful for all of these things, but it's a very crew intensive way of doing it. So yeah, so I have this one fleet here with a ship it and 2 lobies, and it does not draw any heat from anywhere, and it passively mines quite nicely. So
Yep, the ecos won't attack you if you are mining nicely, not
yeah,
exploiting the environment.
yes, yeah. Okay, and then secondly, here I've got a fleet that's doing the mining, and I've got a fleet that I'm using to protect the miners. And some people were wondering about like how do you configure this thing properly, right? Um, I'm not using the automations right now. I find that manually mining is more engaging and um, it's actually more fun. So check on your mining operation. So if I stop mining here and and if this is an empty fleet and I want to see how much food I need, I come in here and I say, oh, this needs 333 food to fill this tank. So I dock it and I go to my hangar and I click on that fleet and I come over here and I figure out what 333 food looks like. That's that's less, just a little less than 10% of my food I hold. So I go 9% and I hit the check mark here. And then when I dock and undock, that fleet will get that much food in it. So if I undock and then I dock, this will go from 384 down to closer to 333, 345 there. And so now whenever I dock and undock, my fleet is fully prepared to do that next mining loop. I don't have to like manually remove cargo or anything like that. So that can be difficult. Well, now that the cargo hold's not full, it's telling me I need 525. So fine, whatever.
Man,
I come in here. Yeah, I wasn't configured for this place, so whatever 525 is.
Man, I
Let me-
really enjoy seeing the NPC fleets coming for you in the map.
oh yeah,
It's super cool.
me too. Me too. Um, yeah, give me a second. Let me get this one configured here properly. Get this food out of here. Buy cargo. It said 525. It's gonna be a little bit less than that, but whatever. So I need 13%. And I come here and I say 13%. And now I'm good to go for whatever this is, titanium. Okay, so undock that, start mining.
Yeah.
Yep.
And a lot of people have been asking me like how I felt they should spend their Atlas at the beginning
Mm-hmm.
of the game.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And honestly, I'm not sure if this is the meta or something like this, but my advice would be for them to focus on getting bigger ships, maybe a medium ship, especially miners and cargo ships. What are your thoughts on what is the best use for players Atlas at the beginning of Holocene?
Mm-hmm. Um, so certainly it's bigger ships. Um, you can't go too big, or else you won't be able to actually supply them with food. But um, you want to, yeah, sorry, you want to. Let me actually mute her for a second. Uh, cargo mining, yeah. Yeah. So first thing you need to do is get through the tutorial, and that teaches you that you need mining ships and cargo ships and fighters, right? That's all in the tutorial there. Um, and you need them in equal parts at the very least, right? The mining ships provide the extraction tools, the cargo ships provide armor and shields and some guns, cargo capacity for the stuff you're mining, and fuel, right? They also provide the space for the food. Um, so adding more cargo ships to your fleet increases survivability and it increases the amount of time you mine for in any given loop. And it increases your range, right? The fighters extend your uh, basically just your fighting capacity, your ammo, and they do add shields and some fuel, but very little. Like on their own, they can't really fly that far. So yeah, so you need those three things. So first thing you spend your money on um, is probably a cargo ship. If you don't buy the battle pass, that would be the best thing. Would be adding more cargo to your fleets. And then the second thing you do is you leave the safe zone and you find something that's a little bit more profitable, like Radam or any of these border towns. And you begin mining there to create a bit of an income for yourself. And obviously, you need to deal with the NPCs as they come in. But yeah,
And I
yep.
have seen some players far.
And then once you have an income, you build on that fleet, right? So that's basically what I did yesterday. I bought the battle pass, so I had the extra 900 Atlas at my disposal, and I bought a tip, um, 3 mix, and a ship it, and went to town mining here at Radam. Got a few achievements there, and then slowly moved here, and then finally found that OPEC was a really was too good to turn down. So this is where I've parked my fleets right now. Um, the amount that you get for mining out here is pretty good. So
John, I have seen some players doing some wild stuff. Like, for example, I saw earlier today a player who was purposefully spawning lots of NPC fleets to kill them and get the loot like toolkits and etc. to sell in the market. Have you seen this or have you used this strategy
Yeah,
already?
so big shout out to Areds. He is here. He's the developer that has been working on the combat interface. If you look at the Central Space Station today, you'll see that the layout has changed and that fleets dynamically move in and out as they warp in and out of the sector or as they dock and undock from the starbase. Really nice touch. Uh, Gives you a really good idea of who is coming and going. Um, yeah. Where is this? Where is this
Have we
agenda? Was this earlier today or is this now?
have we seen any Starbase combat so far, John? Like, did anyone try to take down a
Yeah.
Starbase already?
Anyway, um, what else do you guys want to see?
John, can you hear me? Guys in the audience, can you hear me or just John that doesn't hear me?
Realizing it's really hard to play and talk at the same time. I'm not a multitasker.
John, can you hear
Oh,
me
I
or
can't hear
just
Jose. Can you guys hear
uh,
Jose? Oh, weird. I hear both of you. I can't hear him at all.
John, can you hear me now?
Yeah, yeah, now I can hear you. Yeah,
Ah, okay. Man, I was like 30 minutes talking to you and you
yeah.
were ignoring me. I was like, oh my God,
Sorry.
John
Sorry,
doesn't
Jose.
like me
No,
anymore.
sorry. Uh,
No,
I
I
was
was going
like,
to,
he's not talking. I'm just gonna keep going. So,
no, I asked you a couple questions. The first one was we saw players purposefully spawning NPCs to kill them, get toolkits and other loots to sell in the marketplace.
nice.
Have you tried this strategy? How do you
Yeah, man.
feel it?
I think it's great. Go for it. If you want to be an NPC hunter and spawn them and whatever, go for it. I think we can we can tweak that, but like that's a valid gameplay loop in my opinion. I think that's great.
Nice.
I think
NDR
it's
is saying
oh yeah,
no,
yeah, go ahead.
no,
Go ahead.
no. Just saying that NDR is saying please add a warning saying do not claim achievements until you reach it to this storyline mission. Believe
Yeah.
me, this is needed and many players will thank.
Yeah. Okay. So I will politely disagree. I think we do a great job telling people that this entire chapter is about gaining mining achievements, right? Um, and the most difficult storyline quest for achievements is the first one, is for in terms of like how many you need to get, because you need to get 7 of them. As you progress through the story and it asks you to gain achievements, it gets less and less and less. Um, but it will be more difficult to find those as you go. It's not supposed to be easy. Like the storyline isn't supposed to be we just you just click a button and you finish it. It's supposed to be an adventure, right? You're supposed to have things to do and you're supposed to be able to move through that. And if you get to that point in the story and you haven't learned how to mine achievements, this is when you do it, right? You go, oh, I really need to think about this, and this is a part of moving the story along, right? Yeah, you actually have to play the game this time. We've gone to great lengths to make sure that playing the game and making those achievements is a rewarding and engaging experience, right? So if you hit that achievement, I did what you did, right? I just got to that thing this morning, and I'm on stuck here on proving grounds. and I'm having a blast flying around and trying to get these achievements, and it's just going to get harder and harder. So if you're here for the leaderboard spot and you're rushing to get all these things, then that is the cost, right? You're going to have a harder time going through the story. But um, the storyline, you're not blocked. You can watch every single video. You can read all the text. You can see what the story is going to be. You can see what the consequences of not getting these achievements are. Oh, I'm going to miss 3,000 XP and 30 Atlas. But I was saying to Jose earlier, like the storyline has the storyline has been crafted in a way to be very engaging, but not to be blocking. It doesn't block your progress very much. I mean, there is some XP, there is some crew that you get from the story, but it really isn't meant to be a blocker. And there's two reasons. The first reason is that this system hasn't been completely overhauled like the achievement system was. So the achievement system works well. It's accurate. It tracks your progress properly and gives you the stuff you need to move through. Um, this is intended to deliver lore in the story, and I think it does that really well. So, yeah, that's my thought.
Nice, nice. Guys, do you have any questions for John regarding Holocene? Anything that you guys want to ask in terms of strategies, tips, things that you like it? I see lots of people typing in the chat. G8 saying he's too busy playing to think of questions. Tori saying that he have enjoyed the story portion very much. I'm glad you have enjoyed Tor.
Me too. I'm enjoying the story.
Tango Mike is asking about the Zerg invasion spawning by noobs in the MRZ.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Where do you see the Zerg invasion, Tango Mike, with Starbase? Oh, Jindo and Larino cleaned the Zerg. Jesus, 100 more fleets. That's funny. Good job, Tango Mike. You made the ecos very pissed.
Yeah, we had so the NPCs are actually quite they can actually hang on stage. They can actually be quite sophisticated. I have their sophistication dialed way down. Um, and originally, I had even turned off their ability to reload their own guns because I just didn't want it to be ultimately. I didn't want to be chaos on day one, but I've since turned that back on. I cleared the board after Jindo and Larinor kind of wiped the floor. Cleared the board, gave NPCs the ability to rearm themselves so that when players spawn multiple fleets, it gets progressively harder and harder every time they do that, so that there's a point there where they can't continue, a natural point where they can't continue, and then you have to add fighters to your fleet, right? If you run into that situation, you can do that multiple times at multiple star bases and keep leaving. You won't be able to go back to those bases until you've actually cleaned up your mess, sort of thing. So, yeah. The other thing this does is it gives players something to fight other than enemy star bases, right? It gives people a really nice PvE arc, story arc, and it takes the pressure off of having to go hunt other players to satisfy that quest progress or that desire for PvP or whatever. So
Have we actually seen PvP between players
I haven't
Already?
looked. No, I haven't looked. I haven't seen it yet. Um, it's going to get really interesting when players start to try and take enemy star bases. The star bases themselves have defenses now, and those defenses scale with both the enemy that's attacking them and the tier of the base, the upgrade tier of the base. So, um, if you went in there with a small ship, you would get the response for the small ship, but you'd also get the response for the starbase tier. Um,
Nice.
so it is a very dangerous thing to go and try and attack an enemy starbase. The starbases themselves still have guns. They don't hit as hard as they used to, but their shields and hit points have been increased by like 5 or 10x kind of thing. So
Sheesh.
in our play testing, it took between 30 minutes and an hour for a fully decked out fleet to flip a starbase. So like multiple tank ships, multiple heavy bombers, whatever. You're looking at a 30-minute fight. And that was before the starbases had any like of their own defenses where they spawned in ships to fight you. So um yeah, so taking enemy territory um and taking those starbases should be something that we start seeing in a few days. But it's going to be pretty difficult, and it'll probably be a team effort. And there'll be plenty of time for the factions to respond to the messages Sage is giving you saying, you have a starbase under attack. You need to go and defend that, because once you lose that starbase, you as a faction will have to go and flip it back. And it'll be just as hard, if not harder. Uh, so anyway,
So
it's going to be good.
you feel like it's end game content, right?
It's
That is.
definitely end game content. Yeah, definitely.
And John, something that I am really looking forward. I'm not sure if the players have seen the last quests in this chapter of Holocene,
Mm-hmm.
because the last quest in this chapter of Holocene is you players having to take down a Titan ship. I think it's going to be the first boss fight in Stratos history. I'm really looking forward to see how this will play out. Have you
Yeah.
started working on the Titan already, John?
No, no, I haven't. Nope.
We we need to create it.
Yep. Oh yeah, the Titan's there. How we're gonna spawn it in and how we're gonna do the event, I'm not sure yet. So um,
I'm really looking forward to this.
yeah. So I have some ideas. I'm thinking it's either a recurring event, and that way people can get credit for it in maybe an end of week event sort of thing. Or we spawn a Titan in per person in a random sector, and you have to fly there and engage it, something like that. But um, being an open world MMO, there's a lot of challenges that way. Um, so the simplest way to do it would be to just spawn it in somewhere, and that be the Titan that's assigned to you. And your Sage just tells you that your Titan is in this sector. You need to go kill it. And then that way your faction can help you with it, or your friends can help you with it. But I think a really cool idea would be to have a really, really heavy duty ship somewhere in the middle, and a lot of people have to go and fight it. And then anybody who's on the quest at that time gets credit for it when it dies. And then, a couple days later, another one spawns, and then anybody who wants to participate can.
Nice. I want to give a shout out to our friend Santi, who is blessing us today with his presence. Good to see you here, Santi, as always. And I don't know, John, who is first in the leaderboard right now? Is it still Lerinor?
It's Larinor. There is.
You are still on time for the codes. Mudib, don't worry.
Look at this. Tier 3 achievement. I'm moving up in the world.
Man, I really had a blast writing the achievements text. It's so fun. People have been sending DMs, John, the whole morning about the achievements that they got.
Good messages.
Yeah, the message is when you finish the achievement.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Nice, nice.
Lerno said he loves them as well.
Yeah, the storyline and the achievements and everything are beautiful, Jose. You did a great job.
I appreciate it, friend.
Yeah.
Have you been enjoying the decon in the mud lore?
Yeah, I get a good laugh whenever I have to come into his presence.
He's a funny character.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. I have another piece of alpha. This one's
Okay.
related to the Staratas lore, actually. Next week, on the Lore Keepers, I'm going to publish the alpha version of the Star Atlas wiki, lore wiki. It is the full wiki that we have with all the lore of Star Atlas in a single place. It's been a wild journey getting ready. There's a lot of effort going on there, and I'm really looking forward for you guys to be able to read it. And yeah, exactly as Santi's saying, it's a my vibe coder arc. I created this wiki using AI, hopes and dreams. So I really want you guys to see it. Give me your honest feedback on the lore, on the wiki, and etc. I think it's going to be super fun. Uh, what else, guys? Now I want to hear from the audience. Jesus, it's you, John, attacking those ecos.
Yep. Taking him out.
Man, the combat's so much better. Like, shout out again to Ariadis for this combat.
Yeah.
This is
Ironically,
Mike.
the Michael Caine as well, right? I think he was the one that
Absolutely.
dreamt up the layout and everything. And it it did add some time to our release schedule. Um, but the quality of gameplay that it added far surpassed any delay that this caused. So if we're being like if we're being pretty straight about it, that the reason why we took a couple extra weeks was in large part because of combat and because of like tweaking the NPC and because of getting the economy right, the amount of like Atlas that it costs to do things. So those tweaks that we spent the last 3 weeks doing um, have really like made
You
this a
know,
viable game in my opinion. So
yeah,
I hope you
they
guys
move
are
they
happy with
moved
it.
the needle. They moved the needle for sure, John.
Yeah.
I I really like them. And now we need to start thinking about the next chapter, right, John? So maybe
Yes, sir. Yes,
maybe
sir.
next maybe next week we start the theory crap brainstorming on what the next chapter should be about. Uh, Honestly, I feel like we should start giving the crew members some love in the next chapter of Holocene.
Yeah. Yeah. I can give you without spilling too many beans, I can give you a couple ideas. Um so we already have a version that's I wouldn't call it mobile optimized, but it functions on mobile. Um
Yay.
so we have a mobile functioning version. The parts where it doesn't work with the quest and achievement view, and that's a really big part of this chapter. So we're and the quest and achievement views are these big full screen views. So not sure how to do those on mobile yet, but basic things like forming fleets and moving ships and doing all that can work on mobile. So we want to get that up and running as soon as possible. That may be a chapter 2 thing, so we may be able to get that up before chapter two's out. If not, it'll be chapter 3. We have a different delivery pipeline that we're going to work on. The team is quite a bit smaller now than it was when we started building HoloSim. So we're going to work on a more iterative approach. We've got a new pipeline for that that's getting spun up, and it focuses just on HoloSim, and not so much on the portal and the DAO and those other things that were mixed in there. And then as far as features go, we're just looking at how you guys are enjoying the game and how you're playing, and we're going to tailor a new feature set to what is either the most painful or the most fun game system. So crew, definitely. Scanning is another one that's like high on my list of things to do. Scanning would be a completely different system, right? There would not be SDUs. We've talked a little bit about spawning in threats and spawning in asteroids when you scan, spawning in special loot and stuff. So that would be an option.
Nice.
And then basically every other game system that we have will get some attention at some point. Yeah.
That's super cool. I would like to know from the audience, which feature would you like to see getting some love in the next chapter of HoloSim? Anything that you guys, crew members, new ship actions, SDU hunting, data running, what would be your favorite gameplay loop to be implemented on HoloSim? Claim stakes, RNG for combat, magic ships, co-op factions, interesting, claim stakes, bounty hunting, SDU scanning with NPCs, interesting, random encounters and rescue gameplay loops.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep.
All good ideas.
Yep.
People are asking me about the code. Let me drop it in the chat right now. The code is HoloLive. Armanovich wants more automations, scan and crafting automations.
Yeah. So something to mention too, like, I think the automations are important, but we've fundamentally changed how we're looking at them, and you see that with the change of their name, like giving your fleet orders. Um, so you need to think of this as like, I'm directing these pieces to perform a particular action, and this isn't meant to be a game where you can just turn it on autopilot and then walk away. The amount of nuance there is in the mining loops, like your fleets will run out of ammo, your star bases will run out of ammo, your enemies will continue to pile up. Enemy factions can come and disrupt your automated loops, right? And now these automated loops are all happening in the medium zone. There's no benefit to being in the safe zone other than gaining achievements there, and so you have to be out in the medium zone to actually be profitable and taking that risk. So all that to say that I do want to add more fleet orders, but I do not want to make HoloSim this game that you just completely automate and then walk away, right? Or and if you do, that's totally fine, because now you're the NPCs that the other factions can come and attack. And so we'll focus on new feature groups like scanning, for example, or like combat, for example. And when scanning gets an overhaul, it will have achievements added to it, right? Scan every sector in this block. Scan, scan and find 500 of these things or whatever, and then you'll gain achievements that way. Um, Enemy players will be able to come and target your scanning operations essentially. So we're definitely making this a game where you can sit down and actively play, and if you want, you can go ahead and automate it. It's just it's not going to be not intended to be easy. You're not intended to climb the leaderboard through automation. You're intended to do that through achievements, which require real people making real decisions, kind of thing. So
Very cool.
yeah.
One thing that I was thinking about, John, here is that we could uh, try a different perspective in the quest line for the next chapter.
Mhm.
Instead of having like a fixed storyline, maybe we could have quests associated with the territories in the star bases, like quests that you do for the factions in each star base, you know?
Mhm.
Something for us to explore the next time we start discussing Holocene.
Mhm.
But as like the Ecos, like the Jorviks, like the Oni, Ustur, and Mud, we have many different factions. And maybe you'll be able to accept quests from NPCs in a location, things like that. I think it would be super fun. Yeah, Jindo,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, for sure.
Exactly what Jindo is saying in the chat.
Mhm. Mhm. Yep. Yeah. So I think that kind of change in the quest system would warrant a more reliable quest tracking mechanism. You guys have seen firsthand, like the quest tracking mechanism isn't super reliable. The achievement system is, and so what we need to do is rework the quest system and then move those objectives to different locations. I think that'd be, yeah, I think that would be a great addition. Like when you arrive at a particular system and you open up its starbase view, um, you can walk into that starbase and you can talk to the characters there, and they can give you objectives. And those objectives would tie into your achievements and stuff. So yeah, I can totally see that being the next thing, another thing we do.
Interesting. Guys, anything that you feel that you didn't like so much in this chapter, something that we could improve, something that was a pain point for you so far playing Holocene. We also want to get feedback on the things that you didn't like so much. Gaz is saying that he likes everything except the small bugs. Thank you, Gaz. Way better than last chapter, for sure. The ship's changes not being explained anywhere. You mean like the stats or the capacity of each one of the ships? I see. Yeah.
I will draw your attention to the tutorial where it says what you can mine and how do you form a fleet,
No
and
one
you're
reads
going
the tutorials,
and you're going to
unfortunately.
need the Opal Jet, the Russian air bike, which is a miner, fleet supplies, fuel, ammo, and crew. Anyway, I don't I don't want to I don't want to like force feed people the game rules because it's an open world MMO. I definitely think we could have taken the tutorial and done modules with it where it's like form your fleet, get your miner, look at the thing. Um, the funny thing about a tutorial is that it's the very last thing that gets finished once all the pieces are in place. We literally built a tutorial over the last 2 weeks. And to kind of do the game justice and to build a proper tutorial would have taken maybe a month. And I just thought, you know what? We're going to ship this thing and we're going to use the very basics, and then people are going to find out organically. And we're going to build and build and build and build, and we'll keep making the tutorial better each time. But yeah, so I get it. It's not perfect. But then there's this like aspect of you have to explore and you have to figure that out. And um, I don't know. I think there's something rewarding in figuring those things out. Talking to your
Absolutely.
friends and sharing with your friends what you found out, kind of thing.
Yeah, the ship stats is something that we for sure could make more visible in the future.
Yeah. Again, I fully recognize that some of the views are not they're not great, right? Like the UX for some of this stuff isn't great, right? If you want to see your ship stats, you come into the hangar, you click it, and you click stats, and you get attack power and health and shield power. I mean, when you're forming your fleet, that's when you see clearly, you see mining rates and all that. Let me actually form a fleet so I can point it out, because maybe people are just missing where those stats are. So if I say form fleet, my mining rate is here, right? And if I select a miner, I see that I have a mining rate. If I select a transport ship, I have no mining rate. If I select a fighter, I have no mining rate, right? There's no cargo. There's no cargo hold, and there's no ammo bank in a miner. We could definitely do better at pointing that stuff out, but it is here. Um, and you just have to read, like you just have to read it and be like, oh, I want a higher mining rate, so I'm going to add 10 of these things, right? I got to keep this number under 32, or else I'm going to start spawning enemy NPCs. Like 100% we could do better communicating those nuances. um I definitely felt it was like better to get this out than to spend the extra weeks communicating those nuances. um because they require like reworking these views from the ground up, sort of thing. So we will rework these views. Likely chapter 3 will have a lot of those new views worked through. um and we'll build on the tutorial, and maybe we'll have some more missions and stuff. But the goal here is to have a season 1 with many, many chapters that carries us all the way through 2026. I hope to see 4 chapters this year, and each one of those building on exactly what we've done on this one. So, chapter 3, you might see some of these views redone. Chapter 4, you might see a second or a third game loop added. Chapter 5, you'll see completely new mechanics that we haven't even dreamt of. And then when season 1 wraps up and season 2 begins, that's where we start using the C4 game engine and the game mechanics. Um, there's no reason why season 1 and 2 couldn't be in parallel together, where we have this old Sage Starbase game system, we'll call it. This is really quite different than Sage Starbase was, but we'll just call it that because it shares a lot of its heritage there. But if people really liked this package, we could continue with this forever, just chapter after chapter. And then season 2 could be a completely new game system, building on everything we've learned from here, right? So this gives you an idea of where we're thinking long term.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Uh, Leonor is asking about the reward structure, John. I think this is something that Michael is going to review later, right?
Yeah, it is. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So I can touch on it. The main rewards, the any monetary rewards or any main net rewards will be awarded through the leaderboard. Uh, the, Currently the territory control and storyline are cosmetic. That's what they're slated to be anyway. So if you finish the story, you'd get a cosmetic. If you finish first, if your faction finishes first in territory control, your faction would get a cosmetic. So, yeah, and I'm not sure if we're going to. I'm not sure if we're going to do like a whole 2-month leaderboard, or if we're going to break it up into smaller chunks. I recognize that 8 weeks is a long time to try and fight for a leaderboard spot. So I've suggested that we break that down into, every 2 weeks maybe, or one after the first month and one after the second month, something like that um to let people really like go hard for a short period of time, take a leaderboard spot, get a prize. So the prizes would be less, obviously, but you'd have more chances of getting a first prize over the course of the chapter. So we're still talking about that. I'm not sure how that's going to work out, but
I see a few questions in the.
story only counts for XP. Yeah, so the story does award. So Jith Blade was asking about XP. So the storyline and the tutorial do give you some XP for the leaderboard, but not a ton. Right, over the course of the chapter, it will be maybe 10% of your total. Leaderboard rank and list is out of sync for me. Leaderboard syncs every 5 minutes. So if you get an achievement and the 5-minute timer had just gone off or whatever, you won't see your update for 5 minutes. Yeah. So yeah, so I would go by the one that's global rank. So this says global rank is 18, but here it still says 56. So maybe I need to do a hard refresh. We'll see. I have chapter 1 storyline completionist rewards been released. I thought they were. Have the chapter 1 storyline completionist rewards been released? I will go look. If they haven't been, then we'll get those out. Chapter 1 storyline. Okay. I'm SDU Pimp is asking about how long we've been live for. I'm I'm playing Mud. We need you. Mud's looking a little weak this chapter. Just kidding. I'm trying to get him on our side. That's all. Trying to get him on our side. I'm actually really excited that Mud is looking stacked this chapter because we got wrecked last chapter, and I did not like that. It was very disappointing. What else do we got here? Bullet. One of the things that could be implemented is a panel in the automation system showing which task has been assigned to each fleet. Let's pause. We should be able to see the task assigned. So I think, okay, so Bullet's asking about more automation. So in the My Fleets thing, if you look in fleet orders, this is where we want to expand that activity. So I don't have any automated fleets right now, but the ones that you do show up in fleet orders, and they should show you what they're doing. I agree. We should show you what they're doing and be able to pause them and start them from there. I do find that fleet orders view itself is pretty good at giving you a readout of what it's doing, sort of thing. Insufficient ammo. Yeah. Uh-oh. Did I lose you again, Jose? What's going on?
No, no, no,
Okay, good.
no. I was sorry. I was reading here.
Okay.
Guys, any last questions for us before we close this brew? We appreciate it, Arthur.
Look at this. I made 600 Atlas while sitting here chatting with you guys.
Talk about efficiency.
Boom. That's the way to do it.
What can you buy with 600 Atlas, John?
Go find out. Let's go find out. Going shopping. Um, Probably a couple of small ships. I don't think I can get a medium for 600, but let's see.
Let's
Oh,
see.
I had some in the bank already. Look at this. Look at this. How much is it, Tursik? Look at that. Get some real guns.
Almost there, John.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's tempting. It's tempting. I think I'm gonna go for more mining power. We'll see.
A, a tap,
Anyway,
maybe?
a tap. Oh man, I don't have enough guns for a tap.
Hmm. You defend that tap, right?
I can't defend the tap, yeah. That's gonna start spawning in big ships.
All right, guys. I think we are good to close now. John, thank you. We covered pretty much everything about Holocene in this first 24 hours. I hope you guys are really enjoying our product. We are glad to have finally delivered Holocene, and we are happy to see you guys enjoying it. In the upcoming days, we'll be squashing a few bugs and other persistent issues that we have identified. Don't worry, it will get even better. But we really appreciate the support of the community and everything. Thank you guys for being here with us for this journey. And I hope you have a nice day. Thank you very much. We'll see you later. Bye, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.